Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You're gonna have to stop putting false allegations on people. That's not very unifying. And before I get into what I'm talking about, make sure you guys hit the like, share, subscribe button. Also click on my link fly, which I always put at the top of my description box. Make sure you click on that link and follow me on my various social media platforms. Follow, subscribe, and sign up for my newsletter so we can stay in touch. But getting into this particular story, AOC. She is on social media, on Twitter, to be exact, accusing not only Ted Cruz but several other Republicans of conspiring to have her offed, have her put in the dirt, 6 feet under. And she's been going on and on social media ever since the tragic events that took place on January 6th, as far as what occurred, where individuals under the instruction of no one other than themselves tried to do the crazy thing they did as far as breaching the Capitol building. She is putting the blame of that particular incident that she's claiming she's traumatized from, even though didn't nobody do nothing to her. But it was a traumatizing scenario, so I'm not trying to belittle the possibility that anyone that was in that particular building did not genuinely fear for their lives. I can see that being the case, but she is trying to hold that against Republicans, against people within the House, within the Senate. Not everyone, but anyone who she believes was in support of Donald Trump and his agenda to highlight election discrepancies, which he was in his right to try to highlight election discrepancies. Ted Cruz was in his right to try to highlight election discrepancies. They were within their right to do this sort of thing. That is not illegal to do that. The events that took place on January 6th have nothing to do with that. Yet AOC is trying to say that you tried to have me killed, which is a lie, which is a false allegation. And we know it's a false allegation because conspiracy to murder is obviously a crime. And see, this is the benefit of attending law school. The benefit of attending law school, which AOC did not, is that you are typically not so inflammatory with your language. And most members of Congress have attended law school. That is a very common thing for the majority of the members of Congress. And the majority of politicians in general have attended law school. But AOC, as we know, she did not. Not saying that is something that every politician needs to have or should do, but we see the downfall of not having it because she is very inflammatory with her language on social media, and we're going to get into the specifics of what she said. And we have 13 members of the GOP from the House that have drafted up a letter that they sent to Nancy Pelosi in order to try to speak some reason to AOC and get her to apologize for her accusations, which are clearly inflammatory, to say the least, and are not very unifying. 13 GOP lawmakers joined letter demanding Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez apologize to Ted Cruz over attempted murder allegation. The far left has no problem just hurling allegations at people, just throwing it at people with no shame whatsoever in putting false allegations on people. That's what really gets me about people who are on the left. They have no problem just putting a false allegation on somebody. You tried to kill me, and it's like, wow, there's not even there's no criminal investigation into, no conspiracy investigation whatsoever as far as Ted Cruz's role in what occurred on January 6th, yet you on social media saying, why you try to kill me? You lying. 13 Republicans in the House joined Representative Chip Roy, Republican out of Texas, on Monday in demanding Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez apologize to Senator Ted Cruz for accusing him of trying to get me killed. Yes, she straight up did. Straight up did. Even though Ted Cruz, like every other Republican that they're trying to put this blame on, none of them said run up in the Capitol building with them zip ties. Nobody said that. These people did this of their own accord. Their own accord. So you can't put that kind of charge on somebody. And we know it's BS because she's the only one, her and possibly other liberals and progressives that are like her, they're the only ones putting this charge, but law enforcement is not putting this charge on Ted Cruz because it's bogus. Yes, come to our attention that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sent out a tweet in which she accused Senator Cruz, in essence, of attempted murder. We believe this is completely unacceptable behavior for a member of Congress to make this kind of scurrilous charge against another member in the House or Senate for simply engaging in speech and debate regarding electors as they interpreted the Constitution. The Monday letter says, we ask you to call on her to immediately apologize and retract her comments. Which, if it's about unity, hey, if it's really about unity, you can't go around saying you tried to kill me and think that we're gonna have any fruitful conversations going forward. But later on, when we read into her other statements, we see you guys will begin to understand that she really doesn't want to work with the Republicans that she's blaming for what occurred. But Representative Laura Boebert stated, just when we thought Representative AOC had found common ground with Senator Ted Cruz, she goes and accuses him of attempted murder. I joined a letter with Representative Chip Roy asking Speaker Nancy Pelosi to call for an apology. And that is the letter that they drafted up, signed by multiple Congress people. So Chip Roy demanded Ocasio-Cortez apologize to Cruz on Friday. So he later went on to state, if Representative Ocasio-Cortez does not apologize immediately, we will be forced to find alternative means to condemn this regrettable statement. Interestingly enough, AOC, she was a staunch supporter of the defund police movement, which was going on this past summer. Staunch supporter. And when I mean staunch supporter, she literally was in favor of defunding the police. Not what some on the left say was really a reallocation of funds. No, she was really about we need less cops, less police. But she crying about being a victim of something. Maybe if we had more Capitol police officers that were present that day, maybe you wouldn't have been so in fear of your safety. And according to the Washington Examiner, AOC, defund the police means defund the police. She was on record saying that. So just showing you guys where she was on record saying that. A statement that AOC made, and this is according to the Washington Examiner, defunding police means defunding police. It does not mean budget tricks or funny math. It does not mean moving school police officers from the NYPD budget to the Department of Education's budget so the exact same police remain in schools. She continued to say, it does not mean counting overtime cuts as cuts, even as NYPD ignores every attempt by City Council to curb overtime spending and overspends on overtime anyways. It does not mean hiring more police officers while cutting more than $800 million from NYC schools. If these reports are accurate, then these proposed cuts to the NYPD's budgets are a disingenuous illusion. This is not a victory. The fight to defund policing continues. So she was about literally just defund police departments. Defund them. which would mean less officers. And as this article states, Senator Bernie Sanders stated specifically that he opposes the defund movement. So Bernie Sanders was not on board with defunding the police, but AOC was definitely in favor of less officers, which personally I'm in favor of. Better training. I'm always more in favor of. We can always do better as far as training wise. So I am definitely in favor of that. But getting back to this particular statements that AOC was making on Thursday, Ocasio-Cortez accused Cruz of trying to get me killed in a Twitter exchange that began with the two lawmakers agreeing on the need for an investigation into the stock trading app ManHood for its roles in restricting users from trading several companies' stocks last week. So this was the statements that are on Twitter now that I'm going to read. We now need to know more about ManHood's app's decision to block retail investors from purchasing stock while hedge funds are freely able to trade the stock as they see fit. Ocasio tweeted. Cruz responded, I agree. Ocasio-Cortez rejected Cruz's apparent offer to work together in bipartisan fashion. So Cruz was telling AOC that, hey, I agree with what you're saying. We need to look into this matter. She responded, I am happy to work with Republicans on this issue where there's common ground, but you almost had me murdered 3 weeks ago. So you can sit this one out. Happy to work with almost any other GOP that aren't trying to get me killed. AOC tweeted back. In the meantime, if you want to help, you can resign. So she's making it very clear that she does not want to work with at least some of the GOP that she's blaming for the incident that took place on January 6th, which I'm saying that's not fair. It's not fair to blame them for what occurred when these people were acting under their own accord. They had their own mission. No Republicans instructed them to run up in a Capitol building. Make sure you got the zip ties. Make sure you go after AOC. Make sure none of that was said. There's no proof of any of that being said. No one is being charged with conspiracy to commit anything as far as any members of Congress are concerned, as far as what incident took place on January 6th. So, but at least she did say that she was willing to work with some Republicans. But yeah, so whoever she's gonna put that false allegation on, probably anyone who was in support of Trump or his election discrepancies that he was bringing up. She's probably gonna throw that label on them falsely. But I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button. And let me know if you guys agree with what she's saying, as far as if you think that, yeah, they are responsible for trying to get her offed, even though no one's being charged with conspiracy to get her offed. Hit the like, share, subscribe button, and blessings to you.